And we're live, bro. Free Smoke the podcast. Tuned in with my homie, friend, American hero, Anthony Sadler.
What's up?
What's up, man? How's it going? Appreciate you for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Coming to the house.
We've been trying to get this going for a minute now.
I know, a minute. And a lot of people probably don't even know that I've known you before this, whatever even happened. Like what we'll talk about, you know.
Right.
The whole life-changing, pretty, like, I think about it sometimes, and it's better than hitting the lottery, you know, like being able to save it, you know?
Yeah, I hope so.
Like, or at least the chances.
For life experience.
The chances.
Maybe not money-wise.
Well, yeah, but you probably gained a lot more, but just the value you get from whatever you did.
Yeah, man.
Hey, but shit, yeah, congrats on the movie 15 to 17 to Paris. Alek and Spencer obviously can't be here, but shout out to them as well.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, you know, it's a team effort. It was a team effort, so I don't want to make it seem like it's just solely, you know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
I acknowledge them too, you know?
Yeah.
But shit, bro, I saw the movie, pretty dope. It came out the same week as Black Panther, which was kind of like a big deal for Sac, if you think about it, because you went to Sac State, the director, Ryan Coogler, right? Went to Sac State. Yeah. So it was just like a big thing for the city, which I thought it was pretty dope.
I thought it was too. And we both go to Sac State, so just have Ryan Coogler being from Sac State too, like that was just an added connection, you know?
Have you ever met him?
I have not. So like I'm anxious to meet him, hopefully be in one of his movies, because he's hot right now.
No, dude, he's been hot.
Yeah.
I really like how he incorporated like the Bay Area and the like SoCal like hip hop culture in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, you got like Mozzie, SOB.
He captures it really well.
He's from Oakland.
Yeah.
But like I was just wondering, so you know in that beginning car scene when you guys are in the drop top going down by the Capitol,
right?
What song did you listen to the Black Panther soundtrack?
I have. All
right, what song would you be slapping going down that in that drop top?
Oh, Paramedic for sure. That's the only way you could drop top. Definitely. Get a better insight. You know?
Definitely. But that la-di-da-di-da, though.
Nah, but yeah, that scene was funny because nobody even knew we were shooting any of the scenes in Sac, and we actually weren't going to. And that we already shot the whole movie, and it was basically over. And last minute, Clint Eastwood was just like, "Hey, you guys, like, we should get shots of like Sacramento in it just to make it, you know, because you guys are from there."
Yeah, for sure.
And we were like, where are we going to shoot it at? Like, well, I was thinking the only place we could is like the bridge and stuff. And it's funny because I live like right down the street from the bridge. So I was like, oh yeah, like to Clint Eastwood, like, yo, it's my apartment right there. And like, we're in Sacramento. I'm just like, he wouldn't be here for any other reason.
The fact that you could just be like, yeah, I just told Clint Eastwood I was like, down the street, you know, that's pretty baller. But yeah, we're going to get into the movie and all that. I just wanted to start off with basically like childhood, like in the movie you went to a private school or and I'm not giving away any spoilers. The story's out there, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the information's out there. But
we know what happens at the end.
Yeah. Basically, how I met Alek and Spencer is they were going to this private school, and then I was going to a public school my whole life, and then eventually I went there for a year to try and play basketball there. And so that's how I met them there. And then I ended up leaving to go back to a regular high school, like a public high school.
So you just went there to play ball?
Yeah.
You hooped a lot?
Yeah. Back in like younger, like, you know, middle school, high school, stuff like that. I played up until high school. And then, so I was still chasing that dream then. This was like I was in 8th grade. They were in 7th grade. Yeah. And then, so, met them there, and then went...
They hooped too, or they just went to school?
No, they just went to school there. So then ended up going to Del Campo, and I went to Rosemont, and then, we just went different ways.
What part of Sac did you grow up in?
Basically Rancho Cordova, like East Sacramento, basically.
So you only went there for a year or two, or?
Yeah, for a year. So I only met them that year, but then ended up being cool with them afterwards since.
Okay, that's tight. And then what high school did you eventually graduate from?
Rosemont, in Rosemont High School in Sacramento. Yeah.
Rosemont? And did you hoop there?
I did, yeah.
Damn, that's tight. I never knew you hooped.
Yeah.
That's pretty tight. Yeah, so how do you even know Trey? So for those who watch the podcast, Trey is actually in the intro getting slapped every time, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, that's jokes. But Trey's actually like a little cousin to me. Him and my dad, his dad and my dad are like best friends, and they've like known each other basically all of me and Trey's life. So like every time his dad comes over or like my dad goes over there, that's how I ended up meeting him and like basically grew up like that.
Yeah, it's so funny because I don't know if you remember, but I had this picture. I was in high school and I didn't know you then, but we're in this garage. I think it was at Odie's house.
Yeah,
it was like over summer. I had this bottle of Bombay. I had like, you know, and then I see you in the corner. I posted it somewhere.
I still have that photo in my phone right now. Like that. I think it might be on my Instagram actually. But yeah, that was like Odie's first party. Yeah,
that was fucking great. Yeah, Yannick and Trey told me some how they used to even Gabe too, how you guys or they used to party with you at Sac State.
Yeah,
they were like the younger homies, you know.
Some of my first times ever smoking weed was at Yannick and with Gabe and them at their old house, and like when they used to stay by Monterey Trails.
And he wasn't smoking backwoods back then, huh?
Nah, we were smoking swishers back then.
Grape swishers.
I'm sorry.
I know. It's crazy how much popularity backwoods have gained. Right?
For real.
Hey, but I'm not mad at it.
That's funny though. That was really some of my first times ever smoking too.
All right, so we got the basic down. I was wondering, did you really put that we'll fast forward to planning the trip. So you're about to go on this trip with your homies. Did you really put it on a credit card?
I did. Because I was broke, you know, like just in college. I didn't have money.
Hey, you see this equipment? Credit card. Yeah. Shout out Amazon credit card, because you know
I didn't have, you know, that's a grip. The ticket's like almost $2,000. So I was just like, I'll try it. I'll get a credit card. Never think it was gonna work, because that was the first credit card I ever applied for. And then I applied, and then not only that, they gave me a $10,000 limit.
No, that's wild.
I was like, I'm gonna fuck it up. I was like, I gotta run it up. Then I was like, nah, let me just put everything on the credit card. So like I just bought the ticket, all that shit, and then I was leaving in like 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks later.
So you made that decision like really that last minute?
I was thinking about going, yeah, but it was last minute. I was thinking about going for like a month or two, and then I was just like, no way.
And how old were you?
I was 23. So I just turned 23.
I just turned 23.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
Yeah, happy belated birthday.
Thank you, man.
So it was just like I was just like, fuck it, like let me just buy it and do it. And then that's what happened.
Like just the fact that it was just like you put it on a credit card makes it that much special. Like the story that much better. You know what would have been
bad? Yeah, nothing special happened to me. Then I would have came back thousands of dollars in debt.
But you can't even think like that.
I'd probably still be paying it off. Like, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta say fuck it and just go.
Exactly. Live life. Experience life, for man. Sure. Oh damn, that's so great. So like, how was the trip, bro? Like, was it fun or like before what happened?
That's what's crazy, is because like the trip. Anybody asked me about that, and even in my own head, the trip just kind of seems like
that one
moment. But I like, when I really think about it, I was like, backpacking Europe normally for like 3 weeks before that. So we had went to like different places. We went to like where we started in Rome. We went to Venice in Italy. Went to Germany. Got drunk. Everywhere we went, we got drunk.
It was a party. I can only imagine.
I don't even
partying in Europe, bro, with a credit card. Like, let's go, run it up.
$10,000 limit.
Yeah, I already spent 2. I got 8. Let's go. At least 5.
That's how I was feeling. So it was just like, damn, like. I was just out there, I don't really go to museums, so I was just like, let's just go drink and eat in the local places to see where the people our age at.
Definitely.
So, we're just having a great time, and then that happened, and it kind of definitely overshadows the trip. I was like, I actually had a good ass trip.
But that aside, it was a good trip, right?
It was like a classic Euro trip.
You and your homies fight and argue or anything like that?
Nah,
traveling with friends is probably hard.
Me and Spencer were on the trip by ourselves, and then we met up with Alek a couple of days before the terrorist thing happened. But then, me and Spencer did get kind of mad at each other one day, because it was like we were like in Venice in Italy, and it was hot and it's like muggy like the South, and we couldn't find the hostel that he booked because he kept getting lost. So basically, like we were supposed to be backpacking, but I had, you'll see in the movie, like this lugged suitcase, and so I'm like mad that like we're walking around for hours not finding the hostel that he booked. So sometimes you can get like that. 3 weeks when you're with somebody, that shit gets real,
especially a place you don't know. But then at the same time, it's like when you're in an unfamiliar area, that brings you together.
That's the only person you know.
Exactly, because I tell people, I don't know who I was talking about. I think of my friend in Newport. It's like growing up in Sac. When you go to a different city and you recognize that person. You may not know them, but you recognize them in a different city. You guys are best friends because you're both from Sac.
You gotta say something to them.
Exactly.
It's just like, I never talked to you.
What's up? You going out tonight? Yeah. What's up? Link up. Exactly. Right.
You have to.
All right. So you guys are in Europe, partying it up. Clubs were lit.
Yeah.
You guys went to a lot of clubs, or what was the party scene like?
We went to more bars than nightclubs. But surprisingly, like, the clubs are like a lot like ours. Like, I go to hip hop clubs. So if you go to hip hop club anywhere, it's the same. It's the same thing.
Were they playing a lot of hip hop stuff?
Yeah. But they play a lot of the same songs, but they'll play like a lot of like the, I don't know, London, for example. They'll play a lot of like the dance hall, like, I don't know, Drake.
They have a whole different music scene
a whole different
out there.
vibe. So it'd be like, I don't know, Drake, More Life type shit, like, you know, but stuff like that.
Stuff that you would consider old in the States, or
nah. It's just
the pop stuff.
Yeah, they like different. Stuff. They like different music. I guess their more popular music is a little different than they have that more like Islander kind of.
And vibe. What about your homies? They listen to hip hop or what? Or they're just like
they do, but they when I was on that trip, we were really just going to bars. Oh, okay. We weren't going to nightclubs like that because they don't really dance.
Yeah, because I remember that Night Scene Club, and I was like.
Yeah.
That lit.
It wasn't quite that lit. We got shout out to Clint Eastwood for that. He provided that.
Exactly. So yeah, I wanted to ask Amsterdam, how was it? Were you smoking the finest Chiba out there, or was that?
I was smoking their finest.
Was it not like?
I would say I would say like the best weed out there was like, it was winning like Cannabis Cups in 2008 out here. So it was just like, it's dope, but I mean, like, just being from Sacramento, California, but Sacramento specifically, we got like, you know,
the music's up to date, but the weed's a little in the past.
We got options for sure. So like, I don't think there's any.
Did you like smoke in the cafes and stuff like that, or was that like a highlight of the trip? Because I know Amsterdam, or at least when I was like growing up,
a highlight for sure. Just being able to like be in a bar environment. And just being able to smoke. Like,
they smoke joints out there?
Yeah, that's everything. That's the only thing that kind of sucks is you can't smoke blunts indoors. You got to smoke just joints. Yeah, they don't smoke tobacco.
You tried that or what? Or they told you?
I immediately recognized because I looked around. I was about to roll up a blunt, and I'm just like, why is everybody smoking joints? I mean, everybody. I was like, there's got to be at least one person smoking a blunt. And they were like, nah, don't. They don't put the tobacco in it.
Yeah. You know how they do that? Like,
no, they do.
I can't do that.
They put more tobacco in it than they do weed.
Man,
they like that shit. Oh no,
spliffs. Yeah, spliffs.
That shit gives me a headache though.
All right, so yeah, I always wanted to ask, or I always wondered, were you high on the train ride? Can you say? Because that kind of like.
I mean, I can say.
Yeah, you don't have to say it, but
yeah, I was.
If I were you, I'd be off of edible coming from this train ride, Amsterdam. I'm gonna just knock it out.
You know what's funny is I had. I was the other two were in the military at the time, so they weren't smoking while we were in Amsterdam. So I was the only one smoking.
And it's not like you're breaking any crimes. It's legal in Amsterdam.
Yeah, so and it's legal in California. You know, so I'm good. So, but I mean, I smoke weed. Oh well, like
they had a joke referring to that in the movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he thought we were gonna go to Amsterdam and get high on mushrooms and all that stuff. But that, we gotta save that story for another time.
Yeah, that's for when the podcast. What's up after?
But then, yeah, I had. It was funny is when the terrorist shit happened, I had like 8 joints like in my backpack. So like we're like going to like all these government people. Oh, like whatever. It's a serious situation.
Right after.
Yeah,
and you got these joints.
And I got these joints in my backpack. So I'm just they're worried about this terrorist, and I'm like, damn, I got weed in my backpack.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna lock me up for trying to take.
What are they gonna do about this weed? So I'm just like, okay.
That's hilarious.
As soon as I that night, went through all the police stuff for hours or whatever, eventually got to my hotel room that night, and I was so like,
still had the joints?
Adrenaline from the terrorist things, the trains thing still happening, and so I still had like the joints, and I just smoked one, faced one, and then flushed the rest. I had to flush the rest. It hurt me so bad, but I had to face one though to come down.
Of course, you just had to just really just take it all in.
I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what really just
happened? And we're gonna get into that right now. So, bro, like, how loud were the gunshots? What was the first thing you heard? I know you probably told this story 1,000 times, but I really, I just thought it would be funny if you're on this train ride saving this terrorist attack and you're high as fuck. Because I would just be like, when you're stoned, you're just like, is this really even happening?
I was in a weed nap too, so it was like even worse. Like
you were awoken.
I really woke up like to like I was sitting in the aisle and the guy just like sprinted by me like an employee, and so I'm like, you know, you can feel the brush of wind.
The guy, as
like
in
the train employee.
Oh, okay.
So like he kind of like runs by me down the thing, and we're going from Amsterdam to Paris. It's about a 3-hour train ride. Fall asleep after like 45 minutes. And then I feel like this gush of wind, and I can tell it's like somebody running fast. So I'm just like, that's weird.
So it was like a light sleep. You were just like trying to doze off.
So like I like wake up to see straight ahead that he's sprinting out of the train car. So I'm like turn around to see what's he sprinting from. First thing I see is just bro like the terrace. He walks in shirtless. He has a backpack strapped to the front. And he's on an AK. I mean, you know what an AK looks like as soon as you see it. Exactly. And then like he's just he comes through the door. And he picks up the AK off the ground and he cocks it like this. So I'm thinking like this is within first 2 seconds of being awake. Like I look, turn around, and I see him go, and I'm like,
did you know what was happening?
How
long did it take to process?
A minute.
Yeah,
and it's like mentally, it's like visually you can confirm instantly like, oh, this is what's happening. But mentally you're just like, damn, like this can't be true. Like this can't be real. Like he's about to start shooting. Like you can't believe it. It's like a paralyzing feeling.
I can't even imagine.
And then I look over back at them because I'm sitting in a single seat, the aisle, and then those two, Alek and Spencer, sitting right here. So I look over at them to like see like, you guys see this shit too, and they're like equally as concerned as me, and turned around looking at him.
What were the other people on the train doing at this point?
Couldn't tell you.
Just
I couldn't
tunnel
tell you.
vision.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah.
That's the only person I saw. And then I looked at them. They were looking like distressed too, but then like this all happened within 2-3 seconds. Like within 2-3 seconds, I turn around, see terrorists, look at them. Then as soon as I look at them, Spencer just gets up and goes because he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go. And then I'm like, still like shocked because I'm like, the fuck is he doing?
You just woke up from a weed nap. You see this guy with he's toting this pistol.
Yeah, I'm like,
or this machine gun. Yeah, it's not even a pistol. It's a.
And the next thing, my boy gets up and he's running toward him, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And then he tackles him, makes it, shocked. I'm still kind of like trying to process what I'm looking at because again, now we're only like 5 seconds out of my weed nap.
And that was while this was happening, someone already had gotten shot, correct?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you about that. Yeah. And then so basically Spencer tackles him. Then Alek gets up, goes, and then it finally kicks into me, and I'm just like, fuck it, we gotta go. Like, why we have the chance. And then so basically it was just like a 3-on-1 fight. How it happens in the movie, you guys go see the movie because how it happens in the movie is exactly how it happened in real life. So if you want to just know what happens, that's what happens. We basically 3-on-1 beat him up. And then after that, we realized that somebody had been shot. And I guess that's what the guy was running from at first, but I didn't know I was asleep. That good cushion. Yeah. So basically, like he had gotten shot, and my boy Spencer was in the Air Force.
That was in the other train.
Yeah, where he was walking from, but he crawled into ours, I guess, whatever. And then so basically, he had gotten shot. Long story short, I guess a guy had gotten shot. Terrorist walks into our car. We beat him up before he shoots everybody in our car. And then we realized that somebody had been shot that we didn't know. And then so Spencer, having the training in the Air Force, medical training, he just puts his fingers in his neck and stops him from bleeding. The guy literally was like standing up and he had blood shooting across out of his neck like a movie. Literally, it was like, I was like, damn, I just thought they did that shit in movies. Like, that's really where it comes from.
It's wild when you actually see that in real life. I could only imagine. And I liked how the movie like set up the narrative behind Spencer.
Yeah.
Like
kind of like the hero's journey.
Yeah, exactly.
But I liked it because it wasn't corny because like, usually in movies they're like the hero's journey is always perfect. Yeah. Like everything works out. But I think the movie just does a good job at showing that, shit doesn't always go the way you plan. You just kind of have to work with what you got.
And you want to know another weird thing about this whole story? I was in a tattoo shop with Yannick that day, and you Snapchatted it.
Yeah, the video.
Yeah,
but with no explanation.
No, and he's getting I'm getting tatted, and he's getting tatted. I'm just hanging out. He's like, yeah, I think my friend just stopped this terrorist attack, and he's like, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, and he showed me. Yeah, I was like, how do you even?
Because at first I did post the video because I just recorded it, thinking like,
it's
for
Snapchat,
me, like
exactly.
Nobody would believe.
And this was after the fact. The dude was tied up. Yeah, just like, yeah, exactly.
And
you didn't know how big big it was going to be. You didn't know how real it was.
And then ever since, that's become like kind of like the video footage of everything. They're just like, oh shit.
And he saw that. I don't know if you sent it to him or it was a story or you posted it.
I posted it on like all my social media, but with no explanation, no caption.
Nothing.
So, and then I deleted it probably within like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
And people hit me up like, bro, like what the fuck were we just watching? Like the scene was blood everywhere. Like what's going on?
I was so confused. I was just like, well, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. That's not real.
Yeah. And everybody knew I was in Europe too because I'd been there for weeks.
Yeah, so, and I didn't know you. I didn't know you like that.
Yeah.
So like when I met you at that party, like I didn't really talk to you. We really became friends at Sac State.
Right.
Which was everything. You could probably be the first one to attest to this or whatever. Like just weird moments or weird timing with everything.
But that was funny because when I walked into class, I knew you even from being at Odie's and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like the fact that we had the same class.
Yeah. I was like, okay, my nigga's in here.
Exactly. I know this guy. Exactly. The timing is everything. Do you have any other like? Is timing or luck has always been on your side in life, or?
Maybe not. I don't know. Like. I don't know if timing and luck, but I am like things do tend to work out for me. Like even when I try and fuck them up as much as I can, like,
when you go $2,000 in debt on a credit card trip,
things just work out for me. I don't know what it is. I think I know God got my back. You know, he just got me. Me and him are tight.
All right. So when did you start noticing like a change? Like when did it finally hit you that okay, this is real? My life won't be the same after this. Was it that after you faced that first joint in the hotel room?
No. I knew the shit was gonna be real, but I didn't know how big it was gonna get.
Yeah, because you guys got pretty some high accolades, right?
Like I knew it was like, you know, news big, you know what I mean? But like I knew that shit would die. So I'm like, okay, well what's gonna last? And so, you know, like it was got an agent, top agent, like at the time, like we were represented by CAA. And then like we ended up writing the book, and then I'm just like, okay, well, what's this? Is this gonna get turned into a movie? Thinking like actors are gonna play it one day, and then they'll be the ones to like kind of live the story on, and then for us to like be in the movie ourselves. Every time I think it's gonna die, basically, I say let's say every time I think like the hype's gonna die, some huge major shit that I didn't even expect to happen. Like we wrote the book. Okay, I thought maybe
I got a book.
Yeah, I thought maybe we get picked up for a movie. And then Clint Eastwood picks it up. So I'm like, okay, this shit gets no better than this. Who's going to play us in the movie? And then he asked us to be in the movie. And I'm like, okay, this shit.
What was that phone call like? Did he call you or was your agent?
He sat us down in person. We had been meeting with him for a few months. Just like this is probably the fourth time now over a couple months. So like they're just like, yeah, we're going to fly you guys down, which is something simple. Like, you know, just fly down to Burbank, have a meeting, come back to Sac the same day.
By then, stuff like that was regular.
Yeah, so you're just like, oh yeah, meeting with Clint Eastwood is good. Yeah, like he just wants to talk to us real quick. And this was 3 weeks before the movie started, so we're thinking we're gonna meet the people who are playing us in the movie. So we're like, fucking finally, like, Michael B. Jordan, where you at? So then,
I could see it. I could for sure see it.
But Clint just doesn't bullshit. He just sat us down and he was just like, so, like, what do you guys think of reenacting things for us on camera? And we're just like, yeah, we'll shoot it for actors to see what happened. Yeah, no problem. And he kind of like says it again. He kind of keeps talking, but then he says it again. Yeah, so you guys might as well just do it for us. And we're like hold on. Like,
he just nonchalant.
Yeah, just interrupted him. Like, hold on. Like, you have to be clear. Like, it sounds like you want us to be in the movie. Is that what you're saying? He's like, yeah, why not? And just said it just like that. Yeah, why not? And we were just like, fuck. And like he said, yeah, but then he left the room 5 minutes later and we looked at each other like, fuck.
So like, what was it like walking into that meeting? Were you nervous or anything? Or
I wasn't nervous. I was just really excited because I thought we were going to meet the actors. No, not in my wildest dreams would I have thought himself, like Clint Eastwood himself, would ask us like, yeah, you guys want to be in the movie?
And what would you prefer? You acting in it or an actor?
Us acting in it,
yeah, for sure, right? I was like, you can't turn that down, right? You can't turn that down.
I almost did. Like, I was like, I don't want to fuck up the movie.
Yeah, so did everyone have to be on board with that?
The other two were 100% down, and I was at first, but then I started to second guess it. Like, you know, we could fuck up the movie. We'd never done it before. And then Spencer was just like, you're going to...
He was the one who convinced you?
He just said it simply, like, in 20 years from now, you're going to tell people you could have been in a Clint Eastwood movie about yourself and you said no? Like, how could you live with yourself? And I was like, I'm so like, I can't, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way you can wake up later in life and be like, oh, I could have did that, but I didn't.
Like, not only a major motion picture, but a major motion picture directed by Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Like, we're lucky to even know that guy. Like, he, you know.
Was it? Yeah. So how was working with him? I always wanted to wonder about.
He's funny as fuck. Like, you wouldn't expect him to be.
Because he's kind of got this, kind of intimidating.
Yeah, he's kind of got this, like, intimidating, like, old, kind of, like, racist vibe. That's what people think. But then I don't really think that of him
Probably
at all.
Probably from Gran Torino.
Yeah. But it's funny because I tell people that is what he's most like in person. Like,
oh, really?
As far as, like, he'll say whatever he wants to say. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. Like, because he's Clint Eastwood, he's been A-list for 50 years. So, like, if he's in a room...
He has nothing to prove.
Yeah, and he's like king of one-liners. If he wants to say something, he'll say it, and everybody else just either laughs or doesn't say anything.
So was he there a lot of the time you guys are shooting or what? Because, I really wanted to talk about, like, behind the scenes of the movie. You learned a lot about how movies were made?
Yeah, just indirectly from just being on scene. It wasn't, like... necessarily anybody telling you this or that, but just indirectly. Observing. Yeah, just from just being there in the environment, especially from me not being exposed to the industry at all before. So just simply going to set and people be like, just talking about, your sides, which means like just your script that you read for the day. Yeah. And just something like that, or just like the mark you're supposed to be on camera.
I'm learning about it all. Yeah. Because I'm trying to do this stuff too. So we have similarities, but you have it on a different level.
Yeah, for sure. And then it's just like simple things like when you're walking and talking, okay, well, where's my like line of sight? Like, where's the camera going to be?
Do you have like a deeper appreciation for how film is made? Or did that?
100%.
Yeah?
100%. I kind of, funny enough, I hate saying this in public because it sounds like hella cliche, but I had an interest, like in teenagers, like wanting to make films, but I never ever tried any of it. Never researched it. Never even dabbled in it. I thought like as watching movies, it would be tough. It would be dope to like create that process, and then like being behind the scenes, being able to see like all that goes into it. I was like, shit, like there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize it because I'm learning about it too. It's not just grab a camera. We got a little script. You figure it out. There's a lot of factors that you have to control when making a film,
and it could be as great
minute. It'd be small little details or just like
I learned equipment matters too, like just anything, but like you can have the greatest people, but if the equipment doesn't matter, like if the equipment is shit, then you didn't capture it, too, because it was just like we were shooting on a train, like the whole movie we're shooting with a camera like over the shoulder, and then on the train you're just using like this little handheld thing. It's like if we didn't have that, you wouldn't be able to capture some of that.
Definitely. So it was a pretty decent. It was a decent sized production. I think in terms of cost.
I think it cost about 30 million. 30 million, yeah. So it's like, full feature film, Warner Brothers. So it's like it was a big production, and we shot it everywhere, like Atlanta, France, Italy.
How long did it take to film?
About 2 months.
2 months? It was quick?
But then I thought that was quick, but then I guess in the industry, they're banging them out fast. Yeah.
So I wanted to know, did you have any training going up to that? Like what was the time frame from, okay, you're going to be in the film to here's a script to know your lines to show up on set? Like how quick did that happen? Was it 2 months or was it 2 months? 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
That quick?
That quick.
So they made the call and then you got the script 3 weeks later or 2 weeks later?
They made the call and we were like, they made the call and we're like, production begins 3 weeks from now. They had the plan for a while. They just didn't tell us. Yeah. Because I guess they didn't want to psych us out, which is good because it would have psyched us out. So basically 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks.
When they told us, processed it. 3 weeks later, we're on a plane. First day of shoot,
script in hand, just learning stuff. How nervous were you first day of shoot? Or were you nervous?
I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect. But I wasn't nervous as far as like the scene because it was just me and Spencer sitting on a couch watching a football game. Yeah. So I was like, I know I can remember the lines. I know no matter what happens, like no matter how nervous I am, I just need to know the lines, and then we could work the rest out from there. And but they knew, of course, that we had never done it before, so it's kind of like a mutual thing. Like
they were understanding.
Yeah, they were understanding, but we didn't actually fuck up that much. Like it was just like we'd fuck up on like normal things, but it wasn't like from lack of experience. It wasn't like, oh, you just cannot remember your lines today because you don't act. You know what I mean? It was just like
there was a lot of
learning on
outtakes.
the job.
Was there a lot of outtakes or?
No, I wouldn't say no. Like, cause Clint Eastwood's like famous for that. Like, he's known for that in the industry. Like, cause he wants it.
Did you know that coming up?
No, but until they told it. They told us before we started. Like, this is how he operates. But it wasn't nothing to like be nervous about because he just wants it to be organic. Like, he doesn't want it to look like he tried it a million times.
Definitely.
So that it just made sense. Like, oh yeah, like I'll just do it.
Definitely. Crazy, man. Crazy. Let me see. What was the premiere like? Because you guys got to walk a lot of red carpets, right? Is that what it is? It's a red carpet?
Yeah. The premiere was cool. It was in LA on the Warner Brothers lot. You kind of like see it from TV, like, or a red carpet.
A big thing, but it's like this one thing by the side of the road type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a big thing, but like, I guess from now that I know from the actor's perspective, it's like work. It's like another night of work, like
promotion.
Yeah, basically, like you're there to like shake hands and talk to everybody and do these interviews, and everybody wants a piece of your time because it's like premiere for the thing. So it's like I anticipated it to be like red carpet. Turn up, like
it's a party.
We're gonna go crazy.
You gotta be on your A game.
Yeah, but you had to be on your A game and just really busy. Everybody wants a piece of your time, like, and it's just to like interview you or something like that. And it's just like, damn, I didn't even get the chance to enjoy it with like my peoples. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Was the did the interview? Did you get burnt out ever, like with the media stuff, like doing your runs?
Yes. Yeah. Like imagine doing this. I mean, this is chill because like we're just having a conversation. But imagine doing like the same 10-minute.
And they asked the
same questions, but doing it over and over again. It's like, and we did that for like a month straight, just traveling the world. We went to like Canada, France, all over the U.S. Like
that is so sick.
Every day on a plane too, like literally every day, 7 days a week, 7 planes going somewhere.
And it was just work, huh? You just in and out.
Every time we're in a city, they're just like, "How long are you in town for?" We're just like less than 12 hours. Like we literally just came to do 7 radio shows and leave. Like,
damn, so you guys knock out 7 in like a day type of thing?
Easy. Like and it'd be a mix too. It'd be like four TV shows, 4 like news, 2 like, radio, 3 over the phone, 2 more radio, 3 more in person, then your day's over.
Hey, well, thank you for showing up. Thank you for giving your time.
Luckily, this was months later that I had time to decompress.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was.
Because had this been in January, I'd have been like, nah, bro,
I already knew that. I already knew it was busy and shit.
Yeah, nah.
I know. I remember I was a little faded in the club or whenever, or maybe Tahoe. We always cross paths at the randomest times, which is always funny.
It's meant to be.
But I was like, hey,
even in Tahoe, I was like, no, this is not fucking Trevor. On the beach randomly.
that was so random because me and my homie Nick were just made the call like that night. Oh, we're gonna wake up at 4, 5. Let's just go out to Tahoe for 4th of July. Yeah, and the fact seeing you, I know it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Look at this guy right here on the beach.
It was all of that. But yeah, I also was going through your Instagram, and I need to know some BTS behind the scenes, some of the pictures you took. So, bro, how was Ellen and how was like Fallon, like major prime time network shows?
Not a knock against Ellen. Because I mean, the only time I spoke to her was like on the camera in the interview. So like, I mean, that experience is cool, like being on the Ellen show. But I didn't really have no BTS conversation with her, so I don't know. But Jimmy Fallon, on the other hand, Jimmy Fallon, I actually got to. At that time, it was just when the terror shit happened, so we have like 3 pages of like all the TV shows ever. Yeah, so like of who to do interviews for.
You did multiple runs of the same shows because you had it right when this was happening, right? And then when the movie dropped.
Yeah, 3 times. So like right when it happened, the book. And then when the movie dropped. Yeah.
Oh god.
So I had 3 different chances, but Jimmy Fallon. So at the time when it initially happened, we could be on any show. So we got to pick, like, go through pages.
Which one did you want to be on?
The show. I picked Jimmy Fallon. So I was like, because he seems like the coolest.
the coolest.
So I was like, I go on Fallon, and it's just me and my dad there. He comes back before he talks to us for like 20 minutes, just chopping it. Just not about shit. Just Jimmy, just chopping it. The Roots come back there, just chopping it. And me and my dad, we just posted. And this is back when this just happened 2 weeks ago, terrorist attack. So we're just like lit. I was lit. Jimmy Fallon, he likes us.
Yeah.
And then Questlove asked me to sign his drumsticks.
Oh, legend. You're a legend, bro.
Lit.
You're a legend, Questlove.
And then, it was lit. And then Jimmy was just like, he would talk to me off camera.
That was the best chemistry.
Yeah, so it'd just be like, he didn't have to do that. And you could tell when people are faking, and he wasn't faking. Like, he was just like, bro, you're here. Like, what's good? Like, and it's just like, yeah, that's why I wanted to come on Jimmy Fallon.
So your third time around, it was like, you guys are homies type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Hey, where you been? I missed you, buddy.
Yeah.
Trevor Noah, you went on that too.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I love Trevor Noah.
Yeah, me too.
I was a huge fan of him before. So, like, when I looked at the schedule for, like, what we're going to be doing for press for the movie. They give you, like, a month schedule and a big-ass packet. And then at the very end, the last week, it was, like, the Daily Show. I was like, is this the right Daily Show? Yeah. Like, with Trevor Noah? Like, yeah. They were like, yeah. I was like, I can't fucking wait. That
was one checked off your list. You're like, I needed that one.
And he was cool as fuck, too. He wasn't, like, he was cool. He was, like, everything you would expect him to be. He's cool. Came back and talked to us, too. Like, and the funny thing is, like, you don't have to do the most. Like, you don't have to come talk about shit. Like, he just genuinely, like, wanted us to be there, so it was cool.
Yeah, I was seeing the behind the scenes Snapchats of you guys in the waiting room or whatever, chopping it up with Trevor Noah. I don't know if it was you or what Moogly Gill. I don't know. His
Brianni.
Yeah, Brianni. My fault. My apologies. Or whatever his that shit was name jokes. Is.
Shout out Moogly Gill.
But all right, for real, shout out. But so Ellen and Fallon weren't the highlights, bro. You've seen a lot of people. Kobe. How was that conversation?
Kobe.
Mayweather? Did you meet Mayweather too?
I did. Kobe's the man, like,
Because they made it a point to wear the Lakers stuff, right? You're a Lakers fan?
On the train, I had a Lakers shirt on, like, just, casually Lakers t-shirt. And so when it hit the news, I had the Lakers shirt everywhere. And then a reporter asked me about that. So I, like, was hella adamant about it. It was like, I'm the biggest Kobe Bryant fan.
Of course. Somebody
please let him know. And from there, it went kind of viral, whatever. And then Lakers saw it from there, invite us out.
Now you're sitting courtside.
Kobe, yeah. Courtside with Floyd. And when Floyd Money Mayweather.
So did you have a conversation with Kobe?
Yeah.
Did he say what's up? Or
I've not kicked it with him. Well, I guess you could say kicked it with him. Kicked it with him like a couple times actually, and we talked for like a couple hours. Like he'll just like before and after games, just put me on game. Like
before and so you'd hang out with him after games.
Yeah, not going anywhere, but just like in the locker room for like an hour or something like that. Yeah, just put me up on game. I was just asking him, how it is to be in the spotlight, how it is to be, Kobe to Mamba, Yeah,
so like who do you think gave you the best game? Who did you soak up the most from the people you were able to speak with? Because you were able to talk to a lot of special people.
Kobe for sure, because it was just I had more time with him probably than anybody else. When you meet whoever it is, it's always like a quick exchange.
So you got to have a more intimate conversation.
Not including Clint Eastwood, because I mean, just going through a movie process, you just learn so much. But like, so excluding Clint Eastwood, probably Kobe, just because like, they only scheduled 15 minutes before the game for us to like meet him, and then just from the vibe of me and him talking, he was just like stayed there for an hour, went to the game, and then he was like, tell him to come back to the locker room afterward. And then so we just went back to the locker room afterward and just I just picked his brain about about just being Kobe or just being in the spotlight. And he just told me no filter, just how it is, just just be real you. Shit. Yeah,
just be you, right?
Yeah. So it was just like if he can do that, being in the spotlight for so long, you just take that game.
All right, last Instagram one, President Obama. That's pretty legendary too, man.
He's lit.
I'm telling you, you've got a lot of the people checked off.
Cool. He's cool. Like, and
was it quick or what? Or were you able to talk to him too?
20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was cool because it was just like the three of us in there talking to him, and our families were there, but they didn't go in.
Oh yeah.
So my dad was like, "Y'all disappointed he wasn't gonna be able to go in," and then Obama was just like, "Oh,
where's your fam?
Your family's outside. Oh, tell them to come in." Like, so I was like, "Oh, it's lit."
He seems tight, man.
And then Spencer, funny because Spencer and Alek just went to go visit Trump.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but I just didn't. I just decided not to go. So it was just funny having those two different experiences, like just a whole completely different experience.
Exactly.
Like Obama back then, and then Trump this time not going and shit. So it was just interesting being able to like say a couple years later, like, oh yeah, I went to go see the president, and in another sentence, oh yeah, I told him no, I'm not.
You've got some wild stories to tell your kids.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I'm just waiting for like 30 years to pass
when they could actually
so it
acknowledge
can sound legit.
Yeah, exactly.
If they didn't do that shit, I'll be like, Google that shit right now.
The fact that, yeah, exactly. Your dad's in a movie. You know? Your dad's in a movie.
Oh, they're going to know. We're going to watch it every year, all the time.
Yeah? You're going to have a holiday, a dedicated day. Now you're going to watch this movie. That would be funny, man. That would be funny. But, yeah, so enough of all this hero talk. You got to meet a lot of great people. Let's talk about some music, bro, because or some hip hop fashion, because you've always, ever since I met you, you've always been dipped in some fresh stuff. I know the North Face Supreme, all that. Who put you on that type of like streetwear culture or music, hip hop stuff?
I've always just liked, streetwear and hip hop. Those are probably, my favorite fashion style and my favorite music genre. So, I mean, I don't really know who put me on necessarily. I guess as, young, I don't really remember. But like, I just like what I like. And I really don't, and I usually tend to shop when I'm like out of the country. So like,
foreign.
If it's
you're on that foreign design.
Yeah, but then it doesn't even have to be foreign, but I'm trying, but it doesn't even have to be foreign. But like, say that Supreme jacket, like, I wouldn't buy that necessarily from an American store, but like I saw it in a store in London. It was just like the only one in there, so I'll buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That's just I buy clothes instead of souvenirs. Like that'll remind me of when I went to Paris when I bought that hoodie right there.
That's actually pretty cool to think about. I need to be on that hype when I start traveling.
For me, it adds to the experience because it's just like. That it's better than a souvenir, better than a keychain.
You remember?
I'm gonna wear this hoodie, and if somebody comments on it, be like, "Oh yeah, I got it in Paris."
Hey, where'd you get that?
Yeah, that puts me on.
Paris, dog, you can't get this, man. Plane ticket costs $2,000. Trust me, I know.
People always reaction is good, so you can always feel good about that.
Yeah, music. You've been what you been listening to? What are you playing in the car when you're just riding in the benzo?
La Flame, Travis Scott.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
Yeah,
Travis Scott. I'm waiting on this Rocky. I'm waiting on both the albums actually. I'm waiting on Astro World and A$AP Rocky's album.
Cause but you listen to a wide variety. Cause you like, you guys were at the Majid Jordan show.
Yeah,
I was in SF that night too. That was enough. I'm telling you. Yeah, I was talking. I FaceTimed you.
I was faded. Bro.
Yeah, I was too. But the fact that we're always in the same city, it's so funny, man.
SF, Sac, Tahoe, don't matter.
Man, that shit's crazy.
But yeah, I listen to all kind of music. Majid Jordan, I love them. I just, it's all about a vibe to me. Exactly. Especially I like to go see shows live, festivals and shit. So if you bring that energy as a performer, then you got to respect that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Shout out to Coachella. That's in 2 weeks too. I'm going to. We're going up.
I haven't been to Coachella yet. Is it worth it?
You got to go.
Have you been to South by Southwest?
I have not.
I feel like the hype kind of died down, but I still want to go.
I want to go to South by Southwest too, because that's not even like a festival. It's just like the whole city's just like turned.
Yeah, it's more like
venue to
hip hop
shit. Shows film, here, show there. Like I would be down to go to South by Southwest for sure. It just never. I always forget until it's actually March, and then it's like, oh shit's in a week. Like
I just always had school. It never lined up with my spring break. Favorite festival you've been to a lot. Any memorable ones? Coachella, and that was after the incident.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to Coachella only after the incident, but the incident doesn't even, or who I am or what I've done doesn't even affect me at festivals because I'm just one of 1,000 people. Nobody recognized me at all.
Okay, after the movie dropped, I also wanted to ask, did people recognize you a lot more? I know the Instagram blew the fuck up.
Yeah. But I guess not like you would think.
I mean, locally, probably. Yeah. Like, do you ever get approached or?
Yeah. People would know the story, but it's not like, TMZ's down the block or something like that. But like,
you've also got approached by TMZ too.
Yeah. One time.
I saw that. I have that in my notes too.
Yeah, one time. I thought that was the most legit shit.
Exactly.
Because when we came outside and he was just like, bro, with TMZ, you mind if we do an interview? Like, I asked him, I was like, who you here for? They're like, you guys. And we're like, for real? They're just like, yeah. I was like, oh, it's lit.
It's lit, man. That's so sick. Well, that's pretty dope. But we're probably about to wrap up. Anything else you want to shout out or whatever? Appreciate you for taking the time out of the day.
Shout out to you in the game, man.
Thank you, man. And I definitely got to film a video of the benzo too.
Yeah, we still got that coming. That video coming soon.
Summer's coming up, so it's gonna be a fun one.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Free Smoke the podcast. Anthony Sadler's here.
Free Smoke.
Check him out. Check out the movie. Buy the book.
15-17 to Paris.
It's